Talking with a young man one time in a sauna. I was taking the steam bath, and we were discussing salvation, and he wasn't saved. He had just reached his 23rd birthday and had graduated from college, and he was saying this. He can say, well, preacher, I go in a Baptist church, and you quote Scripture, and you say you're right. I go in the Methodist church, and they quote Scripture, and they say they're right. I talk to the Catholic priest, and he quotes Scripture, and he says he's right. And the Lutherans say they're right, and the Church of God say they're right. The Pentecostals preach the Scripture, they say they're right. They all say they're right. So how do you know which one's right and which one isn't? And I said, you ought to be ashamed of yourself. He said, what do you mean? I said, how old are you? He said, well, I'm 22, be 23 shortly. I said, do you mean to tell me you've got a college education, you're 22 years old, and don't know when a man's lying to you and when he's not? You ought to be ashamed of yourself. Imagine a college-educated American not knowing when a preacher's lying to him. Do some of you folks know when a preacher's lying to you? They must not know in America. The money Americans put in the ministry of Gorman and Copeland and Swaggart, Marilyn Hickey and Tilton and Baker shows Americans are some of the biggest deceived suckers and chumps on the face of this earth. You know what that young fellow didn't know when he was being lied to? He hadn't spent any time in the book. If you spent time in the book, you'd know when you're getting the shaft and when you're not getting the shaft. All right, did God